If you know your dream signs, because yes, they're personal, then you are much more likely to get lucid. I'm going to take you through a really practical exercise today, so go grab a piece of paper or bring up a blank page on your computer. We're going to map out your dream signs, including the traditional 3 different categories, but afterwards I'm going to teach you the 4th category that I designed and how to use it. I found that the 3 categories don't work for everybody, but this 4th category, it really does. First, let's go through the 3 traditional categories of dream signs, as categorized by lucid dreaming author Charlie Morley. The first is anomalous, the second is thematic, and the third is recurring. Now, as I explain what each of these are, I'll give you some time to pause the video and start to map yours out. So starting with anomalous dream signs, this is exactly what it sounds like. An anomaly is something that is strange, out of place, shouldn't be there, a one-off. So for instance, a classic is you're in a dream and there is a massive flying elephant. Pretty weird. This is anything that's sort of strange or shouldn't be there. But this is also still subjective, right? So for instance, like if you're a zookeeper who looks after tigers, if you see a tiger in your dream, that's probably not an anomalous dream sign. But for me, I don't have any tigers around me. So if there's a massive tiger in my dream, it's going to be an anomalous dream sign. So for you, it's anything out of the ordinary. It can be fun to kind of go back through your dreams and ask yourself, what should have clued me in? How should I have known? Oh, because there was an alien? Maybe your dead grandfather came to visit? So this is a good chance now to pause your video and just to write down from, the last dreams of the last month, what were some anomalous dream signs that should have clued you in that you were dreaming? Take a second to write those down now. Okay, great. And the way to work with anomalous dream signs in the waking state is that anytime something weird happens to you while you're awake, do a state check, right? Check your hands or do the text check, whatever your favorite is. Because the reason why you could see something super weird in a dream and not get lucid is because you're not in the habit of reflecting. So anytime something kind of spooky, strange, unusual, unexpected happens in the waking state, do a state check. Am I dreaming? And that way, when you see an anomalous thing in your dream, that should carry over and hopefully get you lucid. Now, the second type of dream sign is thematic. But just quickly before I get into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel so we can stay connected. And if you're someone who's looking for, more intense and personalized support, I do take on a handful of private clients every month. So if that ever interests you, you can apply using the link below. As for thematic dream signs, thematic really means kind of like a scenario. So this is where you're like, I always tend to have dreams that I'm back at my old home. Or I always tend to have dreams that I'm on vacation traveling in an airport. Most of us tend to have kind of repeating scenarios that if we were really able to track them, we could clock it and it could help us to get lucid. So what you do is you kind of write down and go, what are the themes of my dream? It could be something like, for instance, I'm always naked in public. It could be certain kinds of sort of fear scenarios too, certain kinds of nightmares. If you can get clear on what those thematic patterns are, then you can build in some what we call prospective memory. You can say, the next time I'm in my childhood home, I know that I'm dreaming. The next time I'm in my childhood home, I know that I'm dreaming. So you can start tagging that prospective memory to specific things and using those thematic dream signs to get you lucid. So take a second right now and just write out, what are some of the thematic dream signs you've come across in your own practice? Okay, excellent. So now the third traditional dream sign is recurring dream signs. With thematic dream signs, there's some similarity, some themes, but a recurring dream sign is really the same dream sign over and over. So for instance, if you consistently dreamed about your dead grandfather, if you're like, wow, 3 nights this week I've dreamed about him, that's a really strong recurring dream sign. So something specific that recurs. And this is really helpful too, because just like we did with the thematic, we can use that prospective memory. The next time I see my dead grandfather, I know that I'm dreaming. And it's funny because a lot of us don't realize we have these recurring dream signs until we start picking through our dream journal and going, wait, there. And so take a second now to write out any recurring dream signs that you've experienced. And listen, if you don't have a big list, don't worry. Knowing what you're looking for now, as you keep your dream journal, you can start pulling out these different dream signs as you go. But also more importantly, this 4th type of dream sign, which I designed, I find this to be really, really helpful because it kind of cuts through all the confusion and the specificity of the content of the dream and goes right to the heart of what counts. So the fourth dream sign, which I work with, I get my clients to work with, is the emotional tone of your dreams. I'm always asking my clients, what was the tone of your dream? You might be in an airport and it's a happy tone. You might be in an airport and it's a terrifying tone. You could be at a carnival and it's the same, right? And so the actual place or the actual things that are going on, I find are not as important as the tone itself. And what I noticed is that most people will find their dreams have consistent tones. Even though they rearrange into all kinds of crazy, interesting things, the tones definitely repeat. For some people, that could be a tone of like social awkwardness. For some, it's a tone of like openness and freedom. For some, it's a tone of like emotional outburst. And you might have a few different ones. But again, if you start tracking your emotional tone and you start to really know what you're looking for, it can be easy to start tethering your state checks. So for instance, if you're like, wow, I noticed that there's an emotional tone in my dreams of sort of anxiousness and worry. I'm always looking for my car, or I can't find my keys, or something's going wrong. Then what you're going to do is you're going to notice when during your waking state do you feel that way. And whenever you feel that tone of anxiousness, you're going to do a state check. What state am I in right now? Am I in the dreaming state? Am I in the waking state? And you're going to tether that tone to critical self-reflective awareness of where are you. And so knowing that this is a consistent tone in your dreams, you're going to start bringing that habit in. And the next time you're in a dream and you're feeling anxious, you're going to do the same thing. And the cool thing is that because the tones tend to be more consistent, you have a much higher chance of getting lucid because there's much more opportunity. So try it out and let me know how it goes. And if you're not 100% on how to do your state checks properly, because there's two really crucial aspects to doing a state check right, make sure you watch my video, which will map that out for you.